So this is my second video of my LCD Dream Emulator experiment. If you have not seen the first video, please check it out before watching this one, since I explain my little experiment I am conducting on myself more in it. In short though, I play one session of the game right before bed and then go to sleep, and when I wake up I will write down my dream. So this is night 11 through 20 and let's get into it. I start the session and, well, this is new. I start in the tower, but now it's just covered in text. So I go up the stairs and reach the moon? So a little funny story here. This was the first thing that I asked my friend to translate, and she just told me it translates to moon, which made me laugh a bit. Although the character for it is mirrored, to maybe say that this is a mirrored world perhaps? I decide to walk into the rail in front of the moon and get teleported into the middle of the Japanese town, but now it's oddly colored. Tokyo Tower looks normal. I will look stupid if this is not actually Tokyo Tower. I spot some women and then a man rowing a boat, and the foot statue now being covered in text. I decide to go down into a tunnel, and then the dream ends. A slight upper. Gosh, the dream I had on night 11 was a bit odd. I remembered talking to my mother about being scared of the dog that attacked me. It was less of a dream and more of a memory again. I guess it was on my mind still the next day. She was trying to calm me down and get me less scared of larger dogs. It was an odd dream to have, as it was almost a sequel to the one I had the prior night. Starting off at the tower again, but it has normal textures now. I chose to kind of hug the edge, and then suddenly a red transition. I am in the area with the pit, and the statues that look like a droid from Star Wars. Has some odd text all over that I have no clue what it means. I decide to get close to the statue, and then a red transition yet again. Landed in some Zen garden it looks like. But then, the dream just ends, randomly. Another slight upper. No dreams happened on this night, sorry. I start off this session in the pit area. I chose to go into the tunnel underneath the stone heads, leading to the sumo wrestlers, but seems to be missing a person this time. I try to sumo with the guy a bit, and suddenly things turn red once again. Ah, the monument area. After looking around a bit, I decide to go touch a bench, and it teleports me to... oh joy, this place. I checked the car that had the hanging bodies, but nothing still. Not sure why I keep checking this car out for them. I found a Japanese symbol that is pointing somewhere, so I follow. But I found some dead bodies? Also, I thought the Japanese word might have some deep meaning, but no. It translates to corner in Japanese. Anyway, following the signs, I then reach a trash can that has dismembered arms and legs in it. I then walk around a bit more, and suddenly the dream ends. Very much a downer indeed with those corpses and limbs in the trash. I dreamt about a fight I had with a friend that happened years ago. Yet another memory of a dream, but in it we were arguing if the whammy bar on Guitar Hero actually did anything. I was very much in the wrong, as I said it made the notes sound funny and nothing more. However, it actually increases the score on long notes when you use the whammy bar. I wish we never had that fight. I was very much in the wrong, and I do not even understand why I had that view or why I was so stubborn about it. I am sorry, my old friend. Another night with just text. I was actually so happy to see this because I was so tired on night 14. The text reads as follows. Just a baby, but his face is grown up. Sunday, February 7th, 1988. It's been a while since I saw the Kurishima's baby. I'm looking at his face, and it's all grown up, but the rest of him is still a baby. All I can say is, my, how much you've grown. Well, that was an odd one. I dreamt mostly about nonsense on night 14. Nothing made sense in the dream, even in the slightest. My family was there, but they were just doing random things as I was riding a bike but inside the house or something. The world was just in an odd state as there was floating debris everywhere. What an odd dream. I woke up frantically writing down what I could before the dream would slowly slip from my memory. It's pigeon time! I do not understand why I was so happy to see them again, but I am. Although, I am still unsure what the pigeons are supposed to mean or represent. I dreamt that the new Pokemon ZA came out, and I was just having fun playing it. I think I was just playing Pokemon X and Y in my dream, but it was a bit different. I've yet to play ZA, as it just came out as a recording this, so it's a bit of an odd thing to dream about. Also, I am really not that excited to play the game. Starting in my house, but now with text scribbled all over. I decide to bump into the water closet. I get teleported to the happy area where the weird text is present here as well, but a dancing teddy bear and bunny are here. I bump into the bunny and, oh, I am at the tower once more. I once again go up the tower, but I decide to touch this pillar. It teleports me back to the happy place? It doesn't last long as I get teleported to this horrible place, and what is that? Is that the person who killed me the other night? I ran away, but when I turned back, nothing was there. The ghost women are here though. I decide to go into the tunnel and I end up back in the plains area. I don't know what else to call this place. I see a shark fin in the water and I decide to touch it, which it teleported me to the monuments and what? It's suddenly over? More on the static side, huh? Well, this dream was a short one. I was wandering around, exploring some place which was like an abandoned library. Then I got caught by the police and they arrested me. Then I woke up. Odd dream though, because the place seemed weird. There were books, but none of them really had anything in them or on them as they were blank entirely. Starting out in the Japanese village, and is that a walking bull? From afar, it looked like he had a meat cleaver in his back, but no, it was just his tail. Multiple of them too, and then I am transported away. However, I am just transported to the normal textured Japanese town now. I see a head in the water, that's for sure something. I walk down the torii gates, and this lady flies down at me. She flies away though. I see some people, and they are just walking statues that I think I have seen before. I then decide to go into the gate in front of me. I am in a really bright place, that's for sure. I wander around a bit, and I see a man and a little girl. This, for some reason, really put me on edge, and I'm not even entirely sure why. But I try to head towards them to investigate. I quickly realized there was no way or I went the wrong way to get to them. Then I found a flying fish. I then go up to this small waterfall and get teleported away, or, well, more me falling. And then the dream ends. I guess because it counted me as jumping off? Slightly static. How peculiar. No dreams on night 17. Sorry for not dreaming once again. I started out in a funky colored Japanese town. I see some lady out in the distance, so I go to her. Honestly, a bit creepy. I then decided to go touch Tokyo Tower, and I am at my place. I then find a book, some bird cages, and a sleeping or perhaps dead person? I touch them and I am teleported away. It's the happy place, but it doesn't really look too happy. I found a bench, but found it odd in my opinion, not fully sure why, but as I walked a bit, the man in the hat showed up. I run away, but I notice he is only walking in a straight line. That is a bit odd and makes him less scary. So I walk up to these little walking soldiers, but end up going to touch the house that has love above it, and suddenly... a blue transition now? This is just darkness. I try to walk around, but nothing happens. I try to do anything, and again, nothing, but then suddenly, blue once again. I am back at the happy place, but on the train tracks. I walk around a bit, then suddenly, the man in the hat appears. Starting to think this is not the happy place I once thought it was. I once again note to myself, he only walks straight forward. What could be his purpose? I ask myself. I wander around a bit and then spot the train, which I run to touch it. I'm in this odd place again. I do not understand this place at all. I touch the railing and I am off, back to the pit area. I wander around and then suddenly, a gargoyle is coming at me, so I run to the nearest exit. I reach the area that has all those signs, and I remember the turtle, so I run up to it. It then shrinks, but teleports me. I am now in the place where the dog was, but thankfully there's no dog now. I keep walking through this place, encountering almost nothing, and I keep walking while thinking to myself this is by far the longest session. Then I reach a tunnel that leads me to another tunnel, but then a peacock? So I touch the peacock and back in the happy place once more. This dream is still not ending. However, as I was thinking that, it suddenly ends. Wait, hold on, were those penguins? An upper? I got attacked 3 times. How is this an upper dream? Wait, what is this flashback on the main menu? Well, upon clicking it, I do in fact see they are penguins, but I am quickly teleported away. At my house, but everything seems so foggy. Suddenly, it changes. At this point, I am asking myself what is going on. The peacock again. Am I reliving my memories in the game? It would make sense being called a flashback and all. So I wander, getting teleported many times, seeing some odd things here and there, completely reliving all my memories in the game that I have seen, even the sun faces. Even the killer teddy bear, which I ran away from to a futon on the ground, and then it's over. I went to bed very confused as I was playing for much longer than normal. Well, I dreamt alright. In my dream, I was being chased around by the guy in the hat. It was real life, but also taking place in the game. Very confusing, which does seem to be on brand for dreams that are affected by the game. I was exploring, but always having the man in the hat chasing me. It was a slightly unnerving dream, but I decided next time I'd see him in game, I would bump into him and see what happens. Well, it's a normal textured pit, but with a very bright fog. I go into the tunnel and there's the sumo man. I decided to go into the meat hallway and find the baby again. However, as I left the baby, I was suddenly teleported. I ended up at the monument place. I quickly decided to go touch a Moai statue, which leads me to the one place I dislike the most. I see some construction going on. Then I see the sailor again, and I walk up to him, and suddenly he is gone. This place is ultra haunted. I then walk around, and I see corpses in the distance. I then wake up as I get close to them. Downer. That checks out. I don't know what I fully dreamt of, but I woke up in a cold sweat in the middle of the night. I asked myself if I was getting sick, to which I had no real answer, and went back to sleep. I feel like even when I went back to sleep, I was dreaming, but again, when I woke up, I remember nothing. I was feeling fine though when I fully woke up, so it could have been a nightmare in the earlier dream of the night. I am starting out in this weird place. For some reason, this unnerved me. I touched the railing, and then more red, even more unnerving. Japanese village, and there is a giant I have seen before. I am feeling brave, so I decided to go and touch him. Although, nothing happens. I had to wait a while before he was in range to be touched, but again, nothing happened. I then go and find the peacock again, but I go around it this time, reaching what I now call the palace and finding a geisha dancing, who I then bump into. Teleported to the odd textured Japanese city, which I guess I will call it a city now since I don't think a town would have a palace in it. I wander around and I see these poles that have paper on them and I go and touch them. I get teleported into the one place I hate, then the man in the hat appears. I go to touch him, but before I could, he vanished. Suddenly things were not so scary. Was he not the one that killed me that one night though? I thought perhaps he walked into me and killed me. Full of courage tonight, I go and touch the trash full of limbs and teleported to the Japanese city. This night is full of surprises. I then go and touch the umbrella, and I am home. I go up to the roof and see something floating, but then the dream ends before I could tell what it was. Slightly downer, slightly static. Wait, where's the flashback now? It just vanished on me. I had a really nice dream this time. I was happy with my family, just talking and eating ice cream and watching some movie. I was an adult in my dream, but it felt like it was taking place in the 90s, so it was odd. It was a pleasant dream though. This concludes this video. Night 18 was a surprise, as it was the longest session so far in the series. However, there have been some longer ones coming up. I am surprised by how much this experiment has affected me. I do wonder if it could be causing some mental damage though. Also, I will leave a lot of the translation stuff to the final episode and explain my thoughts and everything, but I will sprinkle it here and there. The next video should be out in a week or two, but might be a little longer this time. Well, this is the end of the video, so best wishes for everyone till next time and take care.